All right, welcome back, everybody. It is September 19th, and we have what is coming up to be a very big opportunity, and that is Black Friday. I know a lot of people kind of got caught off guard last year, and when I say caught off guard, I say just let it slide for the most part, because it's not like we don't know it's coming, right? And it is a big opportunity. You've got that whole week, really. You've got that whole week um, of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, anything you want basically to sell something. You've got that whole week to do it. So I just want to help you guys get prepared for that this time. It only comes around once a year, so let's not miss it again. I know last year, I think I was very light last year on the Black Friday, but this year I'm going to go all out. I'm going full blown warfare this year. I have a lot of new leads in my list now, and they are going to be hit up hard this year. And if they opt out, they shouldn't have been on my list anyway, right? So, anyway, I've got a lot of new stuff. Also, I also want you guys to keep in your radar the year-end process. I think you've all probably been through that now, so this is going to be, another one. And that year-end process, let's hope it's not as painful as last year. I know a lot of people experienced a lot of pain on that one because as you're looking down the list, you're like, oh God, I didn't do that. Oh God, I didn't do that. No wonder I didn't make as much money as I wanted to make. So, because it all correlates. Everything about your activities online correlates exactly to how much money you're going to make. If you're not getting leads, if you're not building your mailing list, you're probably not going to make any more money than you did last year. And if you made last year zero, then you're probably not going to make much more than that if you don't build a list. Because if you don't have people to talk to, you don't have people to sell to. So getting people in your list, that's like the lead magnet. If you don't have any lead magnets, and again, I'm just kind of refocusing backwards on the year-end process. This is the stuff we're going to go over at the end of the year. How many lead magnets did you create in 2024? If you didn't create any, then you probably didn't generate any leads, unless you were buying them and doing paid traffic. So it's all going to add up. It's one big jumbo math equation. And if you got zeros across the board, they all still add up to zero. You can't multiply by zero, right? If you get even a one, all it takes is a one to be able to add and multiply to it. But if you got all zeros, it's really hard math. I haven't figured that one out yet. It's very difficult for me to multiply by zero. I've had trouble with that one since day one. Uh, Perry Belcher does an interesting thing where I forget all the things. I think he's got five things. And he said if you double each of these five things, like if you have one traffic source, that's one of his things. If you have one traffic source and you double it, you get two traffic sources. It's more than double your output. It's like every time you add something of one of these five things, like one of his things is an offer. One is a traffic source, one is a product. You can have a single product and you can have multiple offers to it. So, and again, it's having the one. If you don't have the one, if you don't have a product, how can you multiply that? If you don't have an offer, let's say I know a lot of people have products, but they don't have an offer yet. They think the product is just going to sell itself. I'm here to tell you it's not. It's not just going to jump out and sell itself. So how many products you have, how many offers you have, how many traffic sources you have. And an offer could be as simple as a lead magnet. An offer could be like me, I offered the free AI book. That's an offer. What that offer does, it doesn't directly get me sales, but it gets people to opt into my list. So adding offers, adding products, adding traffic sources, and when you double these or you just add one, let's say you've got 3 products, if you just add one, if you've got 2 traffic sources and you just add one, these things multiply up dramatically because it goes across the whole board. If you've got offers, lead magnets, and you double it, you're going to get, double the amount of people to talk to. And now those people can see all of your other stuff because they might have come in from one thing and then they can see, oh, well, he's got 3 other things, or she's got 5 other things, or whatever it is. And the other thing is, for you to have a product, you don't have to create a product. I know some people get a little weird about that. They're like, oh my God, I don't know how to create a product, or I don't have a product, or whatever. You don't have to have your own product to do this. You don't even have to have your own stuff to give away free to do this. You can sign up for affiliate offers, and now you've got a product. You can sign up for affiliate giveaways, and now you have an offer. Like a perfect example of this was the Franken AI. That's not my product. That's a product I found on JVZoo. I didn't really intend on using it as a product. I wanted it as an offer. My intention was to just give it away as a lead magnet. Give them a free AI software that will do their social media for them, right? To build my list. It's worked well. That Franken AI, I've got it up now. I haven't really done too much with it. I've posted it just lightly into my own social media channels. I've offered it up to a couple of groups. I haven't really even, shot that thing through the Alignable community yet. But that's on the plate. That's on the plans. And I'll probably try and roll something like that out in Alignable before Black Friday so I get more people. Like right now, I'm kind of in greedy mode. I'm in greedy mode for acquiring prospects. I'm not greedy about trying to sell them anything. I'm not greedy about trying to get money. I'm trying to get greedy about building my list right now for Black Friday. Black Friday, I'm immediately going to shift gears and then I'm going to go greedy trying to get sales. But right now, I'm greedy for acquisition of my list. So I'm in building mode. So I'm giving away AI books. I'm giving away Franken AI, free AI software, giving the farm away to get people to opt in. Between now and then, I'm going to warm them up, offering them more free stuff and more free stuff. And then come Black Friday, all of the offers for sale will roll out. Like for right now, they'll be seeded with what other things they could purchase, but I'm not really trying to sell it to them yet. Black Friday, the specials will come out, everything will be on sale, and the floodgates will open, and hopefully the sales will come through. That's the plan. So, oh, and Tim, I since I see you're on here in the
Yeah.
chat,
Yeah.
I actually created a new version of Quantum just for you.
Yeah.
So did you notice that?
I have not been in today because I've been working on a project with real estate this morning. So yeah.
Okay, well, I just did it this morning, so you probably haven't seen it yet. But it's
You
got
could you wait a minute. You can show it for the whole group. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I don't mind at all.
well, I actually can't because it has to be logged into yours. So you could show your
Oh, okay. Let me log in, and then when you get done, we'll do me so I can actually go in and show people if you want.
okay, cool. But anyway, yeah, and I've actually done this for some other people too, like Michelle Calloway. She has a big audience. and she wants to offer Quantum to her audience as an affiliate offer. But the problem was, she said there's way too much in there. She said, my group is just focused. They need a tool just to do images and videos. That's it. She said all the rest of the stuff in there would just confuse people. So I cut it down to a light version where it only has 3 tools. It's got the image creator, got the video creator, and the file vault to hold all the files. And she's going to offer that up as Quantum, and her company is Tech with Heart. So it's Quantum by Tech with Heart. And it's just those 2 tools, $47 a month, and she gets the affiliate commission on it. So she's creating a landing page. I'm going to give her my Kartra button to order, and then she'll put that button on her site. They'll order right off her site, and they will get Quantum for Tech with Heart. And part of her Tech with Heart is being kind, and part of her being kind is not overwhelming people. So they'll just have the 2 tools. She's doing 2 training videos for all her people of how she uses the tools. And guess what? She has a new product. She has a new offer. So anybody that wants to do that, just let me know. I'm happy to do that for you. Yeah, excuse me.
Hey,
Get the
hey,
allergies
John.
going on this morning.
Bless you.
Thank you.
You put things back in for me, I see.
Yeah, so I actually created a version. I call it the full boat.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, for some people, and I get why. After using those tools, I get why for other people, yeah, it can confuse them. But
Yeah. Yeah, those are
a
very
great pre-planning tool is what it is.
yeah, yeah. So if anybody wants those tools, I can do that for you like what I did with Tim. And what I'm referring to, there's a couple of tools in Quantum that are very, very advanced. You have to know DNS, you've got to do some records behind the scenes and DNS and all that. Most of you, it'd just be out of your wheelhouse so far, it wouldn't be worth confusing you.
Well, you want, John, I'll tell if you want a second, I'll explain why I use it and how I use it. Is the average person comes to you for a website, and John does websites as well, guys. You know what I mean? And you're in his community, hire him. Don't hire me. All right. Unless there's a different circumstance. But I am always looking for how to be creative, how to pull something out of the box for a customer's website, because a lot of people who come to me are starters. They are not advanced. They have no clue how to do a website, and they're like, "Give me an idea." Well, I can't pull a million ideas out of my head a day, as good as I think I am. Well, I use that tool to give an idea. Now I have to take the idea and go create it with my WordPress tools. In other words, I don't just copy paste it. I just look for, hey, give me a picture idea to create with. And then I go duplicate it. So that's why I asked for John to bring it back. But the blogging tool was the other thing, was because we write blog posts for our customers.
Yeah. Yeah, but you've got to connect it. So you've got to do all that behind the scenes wiring of getting it connected.
Oh yeah, we're not going to take and that basically we're gonna whatever blog posts we create, we're gonna copy and paste it into our software. So like we use Optimized Press currently. We're trying to learn Beaver Builder, be able to use that. But once we do, we're it's just like going to Chat GPT and creating the article. Well, then we're gonna take the article, put it into a Word document, and edit it.
Yeah.
Before we put it onto the actual website. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's your tool gives us the idea. And basically it's specifically for blogs. All right. You wrote the prompts for blogs as opposed to me going to Chat GPT and having to write the prompt. I need this as a blog post. You know what I mean? So now, yeah, that's why we did it. Thank you so much though. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And
So
what this is, these really are GPTs.
Mhm.
If you've ever been into Chat GPT, there's a button on the left side that says Explore GPTs. And people have created like all these little tools and stuff creating GPTs. So there's a ton of tools, like a lot of the tools that I have in Quantum, they basically are GPTs. They're just done in a different format and put together in a tool set for you. So it makes it very convenient. it also takes out the prompting issues. Like in Chat GPT, the GPTs just have one window for you to ask a question. So you don't know what to prompt it with. Like you don't know to put in your market and your product to get it to do what you need it to do. It's kind of hidden what the person that wrote the GPT for, they know how to use it, but they don't really tell you how to use it. So they're kind of, unless you've actually created the GPT and you know how it's written and you know what to put into the input, they're kind of worthless. They give you garbage.
No, no, but what you were explaining, what you're doing with Michelle, and I know I'm looking now to talk to you about white labeling because of the fact that my brand, I don't want to create this stuff, but my brand could very easily use that. All right.
Yeah.
And I actually just bought the AI tools one, but could we make a simple, easy quantum version that would go to, it's the basics. They can go in and add the stuff, but it's the basics that it comes out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we could
We'll
absolutely.
talk about it. We'll talk about it later because yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that for my people because again, some of my people are looking for the video tools, the photo tools, the logo. That's what they're looking for. That's it.
Yeah.
So John, let me ask you a quick question. I came in late, but based on what Tim's saying and what it sounds like, because I had a mastermind Tuesday night, and the last piece of the mastermind, I just happened to share quantum. But what I said was, you guys, excuse me, you guys are not ready for this, but let me show you this. And
Yeah.
to my surprise, in saying that, several people were like, well, can we get your affiliate link? Blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, hold on. I have an event October 25th. We're going to talk more about it. So let's see. And let me ask some more questions. So one of the questions that came up was, well, is there a cheaper version or a less expensive version for beginners? Because some of us just want the basics. So here's what they saw based on what Tim said. I only had time to show them to create a video very quickly. We created a video. Somebody wanted something on manifestation, so I typed in blah 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 on manifestation, and bam, I said, guys, it might take 7 minutes, but it could take 3 minutes. I said sometimes you can go to the bathroom and get back in time and it's ready, and sometimes you can go make a pot of coffee and come back. However, and in 3 minutes or less, obviously it was done. They were flabbergasted. They were like, holy sugar plum. Now they didn't say sugar plum, but that's my word. And so one of the questions is, can we carve out a basic tool set in quantum, number one? And then I thought about, well, if we can have a basic tool set that I can offer them in October, we need to have a secondary, more advanced for those few people who may want to go further, and maybe that's an upsell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and I see three packages coming out of this thing. Yeah.
Right. So
oh,
so
I think there's more than three.
there's got to be, but I'm going to need help in that before the October event, because they're
Well,
like, they want it now, and I'm like, wait, hold on.
Well,
well,
But
Randy, Randy,
the interesting thing is, the interesting thing to me, the big lesson out of that was the opening question or the statement. When I told them you're not ready for this, I got a feeling that
yeah.
psychologically, they said, bull crap. And I'm telling you, I have never had people all of a sudden say, oh, I want that now.
Yeah.
so,
Never.
yeah, Randy, when I show something like that to people, I show them the $97 version. And then I say, hey, but if you want a deal, all right, if you go through me, you can get a deal. And then the deal is the $47 version.
Well, I screwed up because
Yeah,
I already
yeah,
told them.
always show them the higher dollar. And then you said, because now they think they have to type in John's link and they only get 97. They have no idea that they could get John's link for 47 too.
Right. You
But
should have,
that's how you make money on it. Yeah.
Tim, you should have taught me that a couple of days ago.
That
Because
I
I
know,
screwed up.
Randy,
I
I
screwed
take a
up.
back seat and look what happens. Yeah.
I know.
Hey,
I screwed up.
hey, John.
what
I,
that is called is that's called a classic takeaway. When you take away, it's like people, for some reason, this is just purely embedded into our brains. We always want what we can't have. So as soon as you like pull something away, it does make them want it more. Like this is like even with fish, this is like just like a primal brain thing. If you have a dead bait out there and there's a fish looking at it, he's, yeah, it's food and yeah, he will eat it. But as soon as you yank it and it starts to take off and he thinks it's getting away,
That's
then
funny.
he's gonna grab it,
That is too
right?
funny.
It's a takeaway.
So
And
anyhow,
my absolute favorite story about takeaway is my favorite takeaway that I actually did. This was in like 1985. My brother was in partners with a guy and they were making these high-powered electric scooters. And I went out to a trade show just to help them with their exhibit and to display and, give demo rides on these things and what have you. So they had three versions. They had like a sit down version, which was like for old folks. And then they had a stand up version that was the regular, but then they had one called the Racer. The Racer was a stand up version that, with me leaning over the front, if I hit the throttle, it would lift me off the ground. The thing was very powerful. So this guy comes up and he's like real macho and he's got his girlfriend with him and he's about 5 feet tall and his girlfriend's like 6 feet tall. And he wants him and his girlfriend to go and demo these and ride them, test them out before he buys them, right? So I put him on the regular version and then I took his girlfriend on the racer version. So I rode with her and we were running circles around him and he was pissed because he wanted the power. And when we got back to the dock, he wanted to test the fast one. And I said, "Oh no, this is much too powerful for you." And that little guy turned around. These scooters were like $3,000 a piece. He turned around and he bought two of the high powered ones. So $6,000 from telling him, "Oh no, this is much too powerful for you." That was my
What's your
absolute
commission on that, John?
favorite. I didn't even get it, Coach. I was just helping my brother and his partner out. I just had fun with it.
so in order for them to not be overwhelmed, for example, if we ask you for like certain tools as a basic, and
Mhm.
even if we charge the same for the affiliate fee, because I never told them the price wasn't going up. I mean, I
Yeah,
told them
yeah.
this is
I
early on.
I think
So
you missed the beginning of the call, but I was talking about Michelle Calloway. She just contacted me this morning and she said, "Could we do a version of Quantum that just has the image tool and the video tool for my group because it would overwhelm them if there was any
okay,
machines."
okay,
And I actually created that this morning for her and it's ready for sale.
okay. So I just need to carve out and send you an email and ask you.
You
But
you
Okay,
just tell me what tools you want and I'll create that version and set you up as an affiliate with that and away
all
we
right.
go.
John, are you going to do that with the fact that they can get into the App Store when they are ready and find it?
In
Like,
that version, the only thing available will be what we give them.
Give
okay,
them. Yeah,
all
we
right.
don't want them to be able to have the VIPs.
Yeah. And
John, I had a quick question about I was running the Logo Beast last night
uh-huh.
and I got about 20, maybe 25 images produced. And then it said it prompted something to the effect it was cool down. And
Yeah.
then it said, oh, you can try more images in 4 hours. So is there a threshold that I can only produce so many?
There is because all of the calls in there run on APIs. So we're actually paying for the usage. So we need to put a throttle on it to make sure that, people don't just go absolutely
Wait,
crazy.
wait, that was the first time that happened to you? That's happened to me a couple dozen times already.
So, John, legally, from your perspective, if the price is, let's say the price is $97,
Uh-huh.
and we're white labeling it or selling it, we need to stay at that price that you give us. For example, that's your public price that you put out there.
Well, I can price it however you want.
Okay.
But the pricing comes through my Kartra account. So I have to set that for you, but I can set it to whatever you want.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you.
So
And
that's not a problem. Like,
John, those images that I created, they were Logo Beast images.
uh-huh.
Just to, it's my first time working with it. And so in order to get into File Vault, I would need to save those images to my files and then upload them
It automatically saves them for you,
in File Vault.
and they're stored in the file vault. Yes.
Okay, let me check that.
Does it store everything, John? Because I've got, when you create videos, you've got this whole list of videos. And how do
Yes.
you, so the file vault, everything's going to be in there. So I'm going to have to go in there and that's where I delete them when I no longer want them.
Yes. If you want to delete, you have to delete the videos from the file vault.
Okay.
The images, I believe you can delete the images right on the same page because it stores your images down below, but they can go on, for a long time. So eventually they're moved to the file vault.
Okay. Here's one final question that came out of the mastermind, this group. Some of the people were asking, when you do a video, it's a generic video, but oftentimes they have targeted audiences. So let me get very specific. If you're an African American male and you're selling to African American, blah, 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 how do you create videos that look like them, that are showing people of color? Is there any way to do
So,
that?
so in the advanced section of that, there's a place down there. I think it's at the very bottom where it says if there's any other instructions.
Okay.
You can add other instructions outside of the traditional prompts.
So you could say multicultural, African American, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. The other
Awesome.
thing, the other thing that you can do, and this is a really cool recipe for you guys that want to use the video tool and really create custom videos. Generate the video as you normally would, and then go in to edit the video and just swap out the images that you want to use.
Yeah, I've done that.
That just totally solves the problem because
That
when
was
you're
never-
generating the video, there's a lot of stuff going on there. I mean, it's analyzing the content, it's writing a script, it's creating a voiceover, it's generating images, and it's putting background music, and it's seaming it all together. There's a lot of moving parts there. They're not necessarily all going to be exactly perfect for what you might want,
Right.
but it does give you the ability to edit and regenerate the video. So you can go ahead and change the images out. Like, here's a recipe. Here's a recipe. If you guys want a full-blown sales video, if you guys want a full-blown like video sales letter on your website, here's how I would do it. I would use the ACT tools, like do your market segment, create your buyer profile, do all the different tools. So you've got everything together in a text file. Take that information over to Perplexity and drop it in there and say, I've done my client research. I know who my market is. Here's the data dump. I need a sales video. I need you to give me a complete sales scripted video. I've included my offer because you can generate the offer as one of the tools. And I need this output in a video sales letter format. Now, Perplexity will output that whole video sales script for you. You take the video sales script back into Quantum, go to the video generator, Video Genesis, and instead of going to a website, paste in your script.
Got it.
Let it generate the video, then go to Perplexity, or not Perplexity, go to Gamma, and go to Gamma to create a PowerPoint presentation. It will create all the images in Gamma that are absolutely beautiful. The formatting will be just gorgeous. Then you can take the Gamma output, you send it to a PowerPoint presentation, and then you go to export the Power presentation into JPEG images. So it will give you a JPEG image of every slide in the Gamma or in the PowerPoint presentation. You can now take those images and replace the images in Video Genesis and regenerate the video. So now what you have, or what you will have, is you will have your presentation in PowerPoint with all of your slides. You'll have the voiceover, And you'll have a complete video sales letter to plug into your website.
I'm glad you're recording this.
Yeah, I mean that is a recipe for saving yourself so much time, so much frustration, and a lot of money.
Hey, John, you said that you can, let's say I want to have my video of me speaking, a short piece of my video. Um, you can add not just images, but you can actually add a video into the quantum image video
You could do
tool.
that. You could do that very easily with a video editor.
Okay.
Like in the quantum isn't really like a robust video editor.
Okay.
It's an editor to edit its own thing. But it doesn't, I don't believe you can upload video. I think it's just JPEG images.
Okay.
It's just JPEG. I tried it.
Yeah,
Well, that would,
I
yeah,
think
that
it
would be
is.
really, that would be really powerful if you could do that.
Yeah, currently it does have that limitation. But I think one of my programmers is on that and trying to work on that. I mean, I know
John,
you can do it. It's doable. It's just we haven't done it quite
Yeah.
yet.
Okay.
John, I had a quick question. I was doing local keywords last night,
Uh-huh.
and I just wanted you to explain quickly when it said, so I'm in Orange County, but I was targeting certain Orange County, Southern Orange County, but also certain cities, Mission Viejo and such.
Uh-huh.
It said 70. What was the radius? Can you explain what that radius field,
Sure. So
what that is about?
when you put in a city, like let's say you put in, Santa Ana, it's going to take the center of that geolocation. And then when you put radius, it's like how far out do you want to go? Because some businesses might be on the border of two different cities. So they might cover, different areas.
Yeah. So I
So
put
that
75-mile radius, which
yeah,
is pretty big.
that's pretty big for a local business. Usually local businesses are like 5 miles, 10 miles. It's,
So
it's
what I
about,
what I was curious is when he brought back the findings, it was saying what I'm wondering is the radius in respect to what that is where it's going to be finding the businesses, or I'm just a little confused on what it is.
yeah. Well, are you using the business locator or are you using the keyword locator?
Well, I'm running it for a construction company, and I was using the local keywords. I didn't know
Okay.
that there was a business
Okay, yeah. So
thing.
those are literally just keywords that people search within that area.
Okay,
So it
and
doesn't have anything to do with businesses specifically, but there is a business locator tool in there. In the business locator tool, what that does is you put in like the type of business, like if you're looking for a liquor store, for instance, and you can put in the city and then you can put like a 5 mile radius. It will tell you what businesses sell liquor in that 5 mile radius, and it'll give you their address, their phone number, in some cases, their email address. And then it also tells you if they're advertising. And if they are, it'll tell you what platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Google. And if you are selling services to a local business, that tool could tell you who's spending money on advertising, which is really
awesome.
important.
What app is that in the app?
That's the one in Quantum called let me look here and see what that one's called. That one is called Business Finder.
Is
It's a
that wasn't on my local? That wasn't on my initial sheet. Would that be? I would
this
have to
isn't
go into the app store.
yeah, go into the App Store and add it. That's a new tool that I just put in. I forget who asked for it, but somebody asked for that one. It might have been Jim.
No, it
Bit
was me.
Oh,
Business
that
Finder.
was Russ.
Business Finder is the one.
Yeah, and I gotta tell you, that one was a real bitch to get the prompt right.
Sorry, it looks good though.
No, no worries. It was a challenge. I love a challenge.
So in order to add that to my main screen, I found it, Business Finder.
I just
I
hit
would
the
just,
get button.
it's saying open in the app.
If it says open, then you already have it on your desktop.
It's on my, I'm using a iPad Pro 2.
Okay, then it's already part of your tool set if it says open.
Okay. Okay.
If it says get, that will add it to your tool set.
Could you explain a little bit about the SEO Genie? I didn't quite understand what that was.
Yeah, it's let me go in there and I'll open that one up and show you. Let's see here. All right, I'll share the screen. Okay, SEO Genie. So this is basically going to analyze your website, and then it will make basically it'll just give you recommendations for for doing SEO stuff onto your website.
Okay, so I would put in my URL and then it asks for a website description. We're a
Mhm.
paver, concrete paver company. I write in such, and then
And then you've got this you've got this different tool set here. You've got advanced options. So the advanced options opens all this stuff up.
right.
So when it's creating the stuff for you, you can choose here, but just kind of play around with it and see, you know, these tools are, I'm going to call them very playful. They allow you to play with them to get different outputs to get what you're looking for. The problem is if you don't know what you're trying to do, any tool is going to be really difficult because you don't know what you want. When
So
if you are looking for something specifically, uh, and I don't have a tool for it, I can create the tool for you.
okay,
But it's
and then
like you
so I
got to
push,
kind of know what you're looking for, what you want done.
and then I would push create SEO after I fill out the fields,
Mhm.
optimized
Yeah,
intro. When I push that, what generically what would it come back with in regards to, let's say, paver company?
it. I'm just going to tell you to play with it because the different things that you click off is going to give you different results.
And so
So,
what the results are, I guess is what I'm saying. The results that come back are things that would help me improve my website based upon
yeah,
this
yeah,
tool.
it's going to go do an analysis and give you feedback.
I see. And that would be in regards to pictures and copyright.
Again, I don't know what it's going to tell you.
Right.
It's going to
Okay.
go look at it and figure out, what you need to do.
Okay. Well, sounds good. Thank you for that explanation.
Yeah, absolutely. So the business finder, you can put in the type of business, the city, the state, and the radius, and then it outputs, like this one here, I put in liquor store, Huntington Beach, 15 miles. So it's giving the different businesses, and then it's giving, their email address, and this is kind of you have to scroll to the side. But this column here, paid advertising, yes or no, ad platforms, Google and Facebook, Total Wines using Google and Facebook, Bevmo, Google and Facebook, Mothers, Google and Instagram. Totally makes sense. Instagram is more organic, and that's what Mother's Market's all about.
And these would be companies that I could then target to do, let's say, quantum error, white labeling back to them saying, hey, I've got a better way.
Yeah, like here, Surf City Liquor. This, I know this. I mean, this is right down the street from me. And basically, you would not want to go and try and sell these guys advertising
Right.
because they're not paying for advertising.
Right. Right.
They're a little tiny hole in the wall. Their their annual income is probably just about enough to keep the doors open.
Got it.
So I don't know. I'm not sure what Russ's intentions to use this were, but it came out being a really cool tool.
No, I like that tool. That seems very useful for what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah. But you know, as far as the tools, they'll give you different output, and even every time you click it, it'll give you different output. Like with the images, if you don't like the image it gave you, just click it again. We'll give you a
Right.
different image.
So is that something, because I'm into Mid Journey. I mean, is that a Mid Journey type
Yeah.
image producer?
Yeah, you could go in like any of these tools. You could get the output of any of these tools if you knew how to do the prompting.
Yeah.
Like instead of using the Act Imager, you could use Midjourney or any of the AI graphics tools. But what these tools do is they wrap prompts.
Right.
They wrap the prompting around so you don't have to know how to prompt.
Is there any way to see those prompts?
No, the prompts are part of the tool itself. So
Okay.
like a lot of these prompts, you know, I've gone through, like I trained on how I did the build a buyer prompt. It's like a 13-page prompt.
Wow.
It's got a lot of detail in it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Some of these things I play around with them and play around with them like the business finder. I put the prompt in that I thought would work and it was just a disaster. It wasn't even close.
Would you consider making an app for prompting, a prompting tool, to help generate prompts?
Well, you can just use Chat GPT for that.
Okay.
Chat GPT or what I use is Perplexity.
Uh-huh.
So in Perplexity, I've found that Perplexity is a much better tool for business. Chat GPT is a real generic. It's a like a real vanilla AI. Perplexity is a little more geared toward businesses. If you're trying to do sales copy and stuff like that, Perplexity has been way better for me. But I've had fun doing these making these tools. One of the tools I'm thinking about making is a greeting card tool because people have like I've made greeting cards for neighbors and everything, and they're like, "Oh my God, how did you do that?" And I said, "Well, I just went to, you know, into Chat GPT or Perplexity and, you know, wrote a prompt and it made the card for me." And then they go try it and they can't get anywhere close to the results. And it's the way I write the prompts. And if you download the book, I made that book, the AI book, and it's on my website. I've been giving that book away now for almost 4 years. And the book has a lot to do with prompting. It's how to write prompts.
Okay.
And basically with prompting, you're learning to speak to the machine. It's logic and what it is, it's like you have to treat the AI as though it's an employee and it's an employee that doesn't know what they're doing.
All right.
It doesn't have logic to it. You have to tell it what you want, how you want it done, step by step, the order and sequence of the way you want things done, and then it'll follow your instructions exactly. So if you've got a repetitive thing, like the reason this is so easy for me to build these tools is because I do these things naturally. Like when I do competition, like let's say, for instance, the real competition module, I know how I do competitive research. So I went in and I treated this tool as though it was an employee and I told it exactly what to do, how to do it, in what order, and now it'll do it every time. So this is the closest thing you could get to hiring me to do the stuff for you, which is something I've always wanted to do, but I never wanted to work that hard. So these tools have really given me an expansive range of being able to help people.
How about a chat bot? I know they're moving from the text chat bots to the voice. Someone answering the phone. Let's say I'm running an ad campaign and they go to my website and they can interact with a phone or a phone call that would
Mhm.
answer questions, verify, validate, and then actually transfer me to me live,
Yeah.
ring my phone, and then also if I don't answer after hours, it would book a call. They would call back. The chatbot would call
Mhm.
tomorrow morning at a certain time that they've opted in for.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility of working that one? That's the newest thing.
Well, those are already available.
Yeah.
Those are like there's one called AI callers or AI callings. And I actually bought that program to integrate with my Build a Becky bot because the Build a Becky bot has been really, really successful. She is talking to people, people are talking to her thinking she's real.
Right.
It blows my mind. And I'm thinking about programming the ability into there to her to ask, would you like to talk on the phone?
Right. That's what I'm getting to.
And if they say yes, then she would give them a phone number and they could either call her or she could, better yet, she could ask for their phone number, have them type it in. Now that they've typed it in, they've basically agreed to accept phone communications from us. And then she could immediately call them and have a conversation, just like she's having a chat conversation, but it would be by voice.
Yeah, on the sales side of it, from like my company, that would be invaluable
Yeah.
because then I would be able to not have to answer the phone or have our secretary answer the phone.
Yeah,
So
that kind of stuff. That is not point and click, drag and drop type of stuff. You're gonna be required to connect APIs and make connections and possibly do some coding to connect all the dots there.
versus using a service that's already available out there
Yeah, yeah.
that does that, and then that would just be connecting it to my website.
Well, even with the services out there, you're still gonna have to connect things.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have to connect that to a calendar system. That's gonna require some coding and some API. Anything that you want it to do, the more things you want it to do that are exterior, the more connections that you're going to have to create.
And usually the company will help with that, whatever service I go with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Connecting it all.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. They typically don't do the connections for you, but they should have technical documentation for you.
Got it.
So, Russ,
Awesome.
Hey, John.
hey, how goes?
Good. How you doing? Could
Awesome.
you click on the Video Genesis app there for a second? I'm just trying to understand when you talked earlier about pasting in the script from Perplexity, where would you paste that script in?
Right here where it says text.
Oh, you paste it on that little button
Uh-huh.
or
Yeah.
in the description?
And the description.
Oh, in the description.
So see here on website, it asks for the website address, and
Okay.
text, it wants the description.
So I could paste in like 3 pages of text in there.
Yep.
Okay.
You know when you put the website in there, you guys got to watch that you don't it double puts in the HTTPS.
Yeah.
Gotta watch that when you do websites, guys.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you just like if I just copy it, it doesn't take your HTTPS out. It just puts it double.
Yeah. That'll throw a wrench in the
It,
works.
it has thrown a wrench into it. You may have changed the settings onto it since I've tried it because I haven't done a video in over a week. So,
The
well, I did
second,
one other than the one on Monday I did to show people I can create a website in 30 minutes.
the second question I had is how do you test what the voices sound like?
Yeah, you get double.
Yeah.
So you gotta be careful of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at if you look at the buttons next to each one of the voices, there's a blue button there, and you basically can push the blue button and it'll tell you.
Welcome to our AI-powered
Oh,
platform.
damn, I didn't even see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, if you want
I've been looking for that sexy AT&T girl or what? No, the
Welcome
Siri,
to our
sexy
AI
Siri
powered
girl, and they don't have it. So
Your creativity is our command.
Charlotte.
Welcome to our AI-powered
Oh,
platform.
there you go,
There you
Charlotte.
go.
That's my girl.
Charlotte.
her wish is your command. And then same thing with the music. Like if you want to see what ambient sounds like. I know you guys have heard that before. So I don't know what world music is. Oh God.
Really low key, I can't hear it. So
Yeah, I can hear it.
Oh, were you guys not hearing any of that
I'm
stuff?
not hearing it. Maybe
No,
it's
couldn't
going
hear
public.
music.
Huh. Could you hear the voice?
Yes.
Interesting. That's weird. Well, you can play with it on yours and you can listen to it. The one thing I would recommend when you set these, I would set the voice up pretty high, maybe not all the way, but pretty high, and I would take the music and cut it down low. If you have those close together, the music is going to drown out the voice. So the music is just meant to be like just ambient background music. So I cut it way back, turn the voice up because I want the voice to be punchy.
And this could be used for YouTube content, for loading on YouTube.
You can do anything you want with these videos. Yeah.
Hmm.
You want to put it on YouTube, you can do that, no problem. But with if you're going to put a script in here, just hit the text button, paste it in, and everything else is the same.
And then the picture editing is in that.
Yeah, once it generates the video, you can go in here and you can hit the edit and you can edit the script here for each slide. You can upload a new image. Like you can hit the upload there. You can also regenerate this image. Like if you don't like that image, you can just hit regenerate and it'll give you a new one.
And does that also work with, well, images, but could you put in video snippets as well? B-roll?
No, this takes just images.
Okay.
You could do that with a different tool. If you had a video editor, you can easily change the layers in it. You could layer a video over the top so the video
Right.
was coming through.
So I would take this project and then I use CapCut. I could load it into
Yeah.
CapCut and
Just
then
load it into CapCut, add an additional layer, and just lay your video right over the top of it.
awesome.
That would be very, very easy to do. But yeah,
Hey,
if you
John,
let's say you went into Gamma and you created a Gamma PowerPoint presentation, just export those images and use those images here.
and I missed this, but where did you recommend getting the sales copy text?
Oh, okay. So in the sales copies, there's our new image. Took it a minute there. But what I would do is I would go back to the tool set here and I would start with a market segmenter. I'd get your market segment, I'd create your buyer, I'd get your competitors. Basically, just go down the line, have your big idea. You're creating this, you're taking all these pieces and pasting it into a Word doc. So you have like a profile for your funnel. And then you take that whole compiled Word document over to Perplexity and you say, I've done my competitive research, I've got my avatar dialed in, here's my product, here's my offer, I've got all that stuff done. I'm going to give that to you to analyze and create a video sales letter. And I need you to output the full video sales letter, just script verbatim the way it should be presented. And then it will give you the script. Take that script, plug that back into Video Genesis, now create your video sales letter. It'll create the images. You can take that same script, or a better way to do that might be to go back to Perplexity after it gives you your sales script. Say, now I need a slide deck. Can you put this into summary format with a description of each slide. And then take that, put that into Gamma. And then Gamma will create all those slides and the slide images for you. It'll be absolutely beautiful. That can be your images to go and edit in the Video Genesis. Plug those images in, you're done.
Gamma, GAMA.
Yes. Yep. So that would really give you a pretty cool sales loader. Are you guys kind of seeing how you can build a funnel here real quick, like maybe in an afternoon? Something that used to take us like weeks, if not months to do. You can knock it out in an afternoon now using basically 3 tools. The tool set here, Perplexity, and Gamma. And you could be just chipping out sales funnels one after another. So there's no good reason now why Black Friday is going to come and go and you don't have something to offer. And that brings me back to the next thing here. I want to walk you guys through the process here of getting an affiliate link. So if you don't have something for sale, I have a whole bunch of stuff that you could sell and you could make money this Black Friday. So again, I really just don't want to have any excuses. I want to have like our call after Black Friday. I want to be able to call people out and say, what'd you sell? How many units did you move? How much did you make? I really want to have a call like that. And I can't do that if nobody does anything. So, and I've got all the reasons in the past. Well, I don't have an offer. I don't have a funnel. I don't have a product. So this year, I'm going to just remove all of that. If you don't have anything, just go to internetdominators.com, go down to the bottom, click on Become an Affiliate. A lot of you guys are already in my affiliate program, but if you haven't, just go down here and click on Get Your Affiliate Links. That will sign you up. This says for acquisition error. That's perfectly fine. If you sign up for any of ours, you're basically signed up for all of it. So just hit the affiliate sign up. You'll have to accept the terms and conditions. And then if you have a Kartra account, you can just sign into it. And you'll want to do that because then your affiliate will be inside your existing Kartra account. You don't want a second Kartra account. If you guys don't have a Kartra account, you've never had one before, do the free sign up. It will require a unique address. So keep that in mind. Like, let's say you've purchased one of my prior products and you used your normal email address. It's probably not going to let you create an account using that email address because you already have an account. You have a customer account inside Kartra. So you'll need to sign in using that customer account. So if you've got if you're an ACT member, which you all are, so you probably all are using that email address, you can use this to sign in. You can use your login to sign in. If you want to sign up under a different account, like some people want to manage their affiliate thing through something different, do the free sign up and just plug in your information here. It'll ask you questions here, your secret question, and do it that way. And then it will create an account. Remember, your login is going to be whatever you create here. Like, don't come back to me and say, how do I log in? You created the login here. So write it down, keep it somewhere, all that. So, you can always reset it through Kartra or whatever, but, create your account. And then once you've got your account, I'm going to be sending you guys out the links. Like sometimes it's kind of confusing of where to find the links and all that. I'm going to solve that problem for you too. I'm basically going to be sending out emails in anticipation of Black Friday this year to all my affiliates. So if you guys sign up here and you're on my affiliate program, I'm going to be doing the lifting for you. I'm going to send you the letter to send out with your affiliate link in it. So literally all you have to do is copy, paste it, and send it to people. Or you can paste it into social media or, whatever you want to do. Maybe I'll make it like a social media post for you. But I'm going to do all the heavy lifting for you. So it's going to be literally just a copy and paste job. I'm going to make it as easy as I possibly can, because guess what? When you guys sell my stuff, that's going to take my numbers up and I'm going to look really good for the year-end thing this year. It'll make you guys look good because you're making money. You didn't have to lift a finger. You didn't have to build a product. You didn't have to create a funnel. But you're making money. That's the point. The more things you do, the more money that you'll make. But this is a start. Like if you literally don't have anything, this is a way for you to get started. So go to internetdominators.com, go to the bottom, click become an affiliate. If you haven't done that already, you want to do that soon, because I'm going to start sending those emails out. And that will give you an ability to make some money this year. And if you've got your own products and stuff, I would highly encourage you, like if you're in Kartra, set up the affiliate program and let people sell your stuff. Like I think probably 80% of my sales today come from affiliates, at least 80%. So this is other people selling your stuff.
They can sell my stuff too, John. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's like the most exciting day of the month for me is either the last day of the month or the first day of the month, because that's when I cut my affiliate checks. I send everybody money on the end of the month or the beginning of the month. Usually I'll do it right at the end of the month. And to me, that is a reminder of how much money they put in my pocket. It's most people hate paying bills, right? I love paying bills because every time I pay a bill, it reminds me how productive I was because of them. Even tools, even advertising. Like you should look at not like how can I spend the least in my business? You should look at how can I spend the most in my business? Because
See, he sends checks.
the more you spend, the more you're going to make.
He even sends small checks, by the way.
Yeah, I mean,
I hate the small ones, but he sends them.
I've sent Tim checks for $7.50.
It pisses me off. I'm like, I should have made more.
It's like whatever I owe you, you're going to get a check at the end of the month. Or Zelle. If you've got Zelle, I can make it simple where you don't even have to go cash the checks. I can just Zelle it to you. So a lot of people have moved to Zelle.
John, I'm working on my Black Friday deal now, and I'm trying to come up with a cool way to do this. I think because I've seen Frank do it before. Over the years, I've written coaching programs that I just never fell through, never went through with. So basically, I am doing I'm giving away the farm type thing, because I'm not going to be coaching and speaking out anymore. So I'm giving away the farm. You can have it all. Type deal for like a $97. So I mean, I'm trying to take a lot of those outlines now and use AI to fill them in. So but I mean, that's what I'm trying to come up with, and I got to figure out how to say it in a way that I'm giving away the farm. Get all these programs that I've been creating for 20 years for $97.
Yeah, well, I can tell you how Kern does it.
Yeah.
Kern does this like on a pretty regular basis. It's like I can tell when he's out of money. He's making an offer like this. And they don't last long. His offers don't hold water for very long because they're overpriced, even though it's free on the front end. Like he'll say, get all of my stuff, all of my best products, it's $100,000 worth of value. Get it all for just $1, right? But the dollar is enrolling you in a high-end mastermind group that's after the first 30 days, you're going to be enrolled for $497 a month. So
Well, the
basically,
one I bought from him, I didn't. The one I bought from him that way doing that was like $197, and I still have like hundreds of his programs, including the originals that
yeah, yeah. But
it's a
typically
one-time
what he'll
charge.
do, he'll give you all the stuff and you get to keep it for free. You just download it and you've got it all. Like I have a whole drawer full of his shit. Like I was looking at that the other day and I'm like, man, I should just auction this stuff off. I'm never going to open it up. I haven't looked at any of it. You buy it out of pure FOMO and then it's shelf help. You never even open it. So I've got so much stuff that like, if anybody wants that stuff, let me know. I'd gladly give it to you. I've got all kinds of different programs from the past. But his normal mode of operation there is give you like a real low cost front end, even if it's $97 or whatever, but then to enroll you in a long term back end. And it's usually at least $497 a month. The thing is, hardly anybody sticks with it. They might do it for a couple of months and then they drop out. So that's why he does it over and over and over. His client retention on those offers is it's horrible.
Mm.
There's not enough value for people to pay that much per month unless he's working with you one-on-one, and that's not part of the program.
Mm.
He's basically doing a call like this and charging you $500 a month for it. That's, most people, like, how many of you guys would stick on here if this call was $500 a month, right? I'd be talking to myself. That wouldn't be good for you. It wouldn't be good for me. It doesn't provide, it doesn't provide for anything. It's just greedy. So anyway, all right. What else do we need to cover here? I really want you guys to make some money this Black Friday. If it's not with my stuff, I don't care. I give you my stuff in case you don't have anything so you can participate. I know all of you know somebody that can use something that I've got. All of you. Like whether it's quantum or whether it's act, if you know a business owner that's struggling, the best gift you can give them is act. If you've got somebody it's got a website that doesn't have a chat bot on it, the Build a Becky is a perfect offer for them. They need it. You can make money off them needing something and getting that need fulfilled. Anybody at all that's playing with AI, trying to generate images, videos, whatever, they can all use quantum. So there's something for everybody. We still do websites. We've got an affiliate offer for websites. And Tim does too. If you've got like beginning entry level people that just need a basic, simple, easy website, Tim's your guy. Sign up for his affiliate program and send those web projects through to him. If you've got somebody that, has a big manufacturing site and it's old and out of date and they need something, customized, then my team's perfect for that stuff.
Yes, send those to your team. I don't want them. I
Yeah,
want the simple. I want the easy money, dude.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, like Craig's site, you wouldn't want any part of that. He wanted it's all kind of weird,
I know. Yeah.
bizarre shit. And I'm like, yeah, it's no problem. My team can do that. That's their headache. I just pass it over to him. Like he wanted video backgrounds and all kind of weird shit. I'm like, they'll have no problem whatsoever with that.
No, we had two of them that wanted custom work in the beginning of the year, and that's where we learned that, you know what, that's not for us.
Yeah.
All right, because it takes too long. Most of the websites that I've done, I've had something working up for them in 24 hours.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's something that's an acceptable website for many people, but to them,
Yeah.
it's like the first time they've ever had anything up, and they're like, "Oh my God, that looked great." But then the problem with that is it takes them months to get back to me to build the real website around it. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
because they're like, "Well, that looks good. I'm good," and I never hear from them again.
Well, yeah, I've got like I've been in the hosting business since 1995. I literally have customers that I've been hosting their sites since 1995. Most of them I don't even hear from. Like sometimes I'll hear from them or I'll hear from somebody in their company or whatever and they've passed away. It's like, oh shit, that's when I look at my list of customers, most of the customers I don't have anymore is because they're no longer with us. But I've got customers in the space back from like 1995. And I was writing a contract for somebody that is going to do some webinar work for me, and I'm passing leads over to them. And I was going through my list of contacts, and I did this, I think it was a couple of days ago, and it was really depressing because I was going through my list of emails of people that I work with, and at the same time I was cleaning up the ones that I'll never communicate because they're gone. And it was really depressing how many people have passed away in, over my career. And, my career spans decades, but still, it's like there's a lot of people that are just gone. That's crazy. And, and age doesn't seem to be a factor. It's not like they were all just old and just, dying from natural causes. Just like one of my customers was a dentist, and I had talked to him on a Friday and he said, "Hey, can you put my mail on autoresponder mode? I'm going to the Caribbean. I'm going to do some diving." I'm like, cool, awesome. So I put it on autoresponder mode, and a week went by and I didn't hear from him, and 2 weeks went by and I didn't hear from him, and I'm thinking, oh, he's got to be back by now. He probably wants his mail. So I called his office and they said he died in a scuba accident. I'm like, oh shit. It's like, it's just like it sticks a knife in your heart when you hear stuff like that. But, he was a young guy and just, out of the blue on vacation, didn't come home.
Do you know Craig Batley from Craig's Mastermind?
Yes.
The real
Uh-huh.
estate. His family basically, his kids basically pushed him out of his company because his long-term memory, his memory's gone.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
He he calls me about once every 3 weeks and tells me the same story over and over and over again. And one day I mean I got off the phone and bawled and cried because it's like this
Yeah.
buddy of mine who can't remember that he told me this story not 15 days ago. He told me the same exact story.
Yep. Yep. I just experienced one of those. A guy I hadn't talked to in a long time. He called me out of the blue. I was talking to him, and then he called the next day, and it was the same thing. He didn't remember he called me the day before. It's just
And I'm just like such a kind guy. I sit and listen to it every time.
yeah.
Like it's brand new. Oh, that's good for you, man. And it's like, I lost a mother-in-law to Alzheimer's,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's just, what do you do? I mean, he was a long time customer of mine, and I got a call from his wife in December that they were terminating their contract with me, and
Yeah. It's you don't none of us know what's going to happen
you know,
next. We don't know what tomorrow brings. So I mean, live life to the fullest right now. Take advantage of the times that we're in. Like I've been saying this for a while. This is an incredible time to be alive. Don't waste it. All the stuff, the AI, all the stuff that we have available, and I mean, don't waste it. It's
you think this guy down here has his own keyboard?
that's
He
awesome.
does. He has his own keyboard. My keyboards, I have to reach around to get my keyboard.
That's cool. All right. Well, anything else? Anything else you guys want me to cover or questions, comments, successes? I want to hear more successes, guys. I want you guys to start using the tools that are right in front of you. Start taking advantage of this stuff. Oh, another thing too. I'm going to send out a survey. And basically, it's for me to collect information about what you guys want. Like I'm thinking about, and I've been saying this for a while, and I just haven't done it yet. And I really need to do it. I know a lot of people love going on the boat, doing those trips, if it's a day trip or a weekend trip out to the island, what you would want to learn in those environments. Because I always want to just do whatever you guys want. It's not about me. I don't need to do anything. But, if you guys want to do something like that, tell me what you want and I will build events around it so everybody gets what they want. So that's what I could use from you guys as some feedback about, what do you want? What if I were to put something together, what would it be? What would the ideal scenario be? And then whatever it is, you guys can be affiliates of it too. You can help sell it and make money off it.
I'm going to put all that in the same email about the quantum. So I'll separate it, but it'll be in the same email.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, if you guys just want to email me about it, that's perfectly fine too. Don't even wait for the survey.
Well, I mean, John, that survey idea, I remember you giving your survey a couple of years ago, and I just sent it out to my list. And that is why I have the website design company, is because like 30% of the list said, can you provide us with an affordable website solution?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
It's
bing, business idea.
that's the best thing that you can do is just give people what they want.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is ask. They'll happily tell you what they want. And if it's something that you want to provide, you got your product.
Mm-hmm.
Got your
And
product.
that's what's good to know where everybody else is doing, right? Because what if I don't offer it, but what if Janie Becker offers it? Well, now I get Janie's affiliate link and I send it to the people.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like that's why this call is here today. I did that initial product. I sold an 8-week course. And at the end of the 8 weeks, everyone was flipping out. They were literally freaking out on the last final call. And I'm like, what's wrong? Like, I'm going to stay on this call as long as it takes and answer all your questions. Why are you guys flipping out? And they're like, well, what do we do next week? And I hadn't even thought of that. My intention was just, an 8-week course, 8 lessons, 8 calls, we're done. That was my initial intent. But the feedback was an overwhelming majority wanted the calls to continue. So I just asked everybody on that last call, I said, who would want me to continue the call if we did it like for $30 a month? And pretty much all of them. And that was back in 2010. And that's the call you're on today. This call has been going on since 2010. Just because I asked, what do you want? They want this call, And there's a lot of people that stay in the group, even if they're not on the calls all the time. Some people are on once a month. Some people are just on when the shit hits the fan and they need assistance. They need help. They don't want to, call in and pay for private consulting. They just want the access. So that's what it's all about. Affordable access. So just figure out like what your audience wants and build it for them. It could be as simple as just a Zoom call. But I will tell you, it all takes a list to do it. And when I did my initial first product, I had a fairly small list. In fact, come to think of it, I didn't really even have a list at all. I created the list from a presentation. I made a presentation, made an offer. The people that opted in, that was my initial list, and it was pretty small. But it was 100% because they all bought in. So it was a damn good list. And a lot of those people, when I look at the lifetime value of that initial offer, that's where I realized like people are worth a lot of money. All you have to do is provide value long term, and the money flow will keep coming. Like some of those people are not with me because they outgrew me or whatever, but I pass them on to other things and I'm still getting affiliate commissions. So just helping people get what they need and being the middleman, there's a tremendous amount of money in that. You don't have to do all the stuff. You don't have to run a full business. You can just connect people, connect the dots. You can make a lot of money connecting the dots. If that's more for you, that's awesome. If you want to build products, that's awesome too. It's all just whatever works for you. And I am here to help in any way I can. Help you figure it out, help you build, help you connect the dots, whatever you need.
Hey, John, this is Anthony.
Yeah, hey Anthony, the Dark Knight.
Yes, I've been lurking here. So I had some ideas for apps to create, but I felt I haven't presented them to you because I felt a little selfish because they're tools I use, but I don't know if anybody else would use them. But Tim kind of said something that, kind of struck a chord with sharing and stuff. So, for example, and I don't do a lot of SEO, but I still do a piece of that. You know about expired domains and stuff. So one of the tools I was going to suggest is pull out expired domains with backlinks, and then that's all I need, and then I can take it from there. So again, that's something that I would use, but I'm not sure how many more people in the group would use something like that. So I was like, that's kind of selfish for me to suggest. So that's been my problem.
No, it's not like, well, like any tool that you have a recommendation for, I'll either build it for you or tell you why I wouldn't build it.
Okay.
And like that particular tool, there's already companies out there that are doing it. And the reason it wouldn't be attractive to me is because I would have to API connect to someone else's database that I'd be paying for access to do. So
that makes sense. And the idea came from an email I got. So I was like, oh crap, I don't want, I'd rather send it to John and have him create something like that, versus going and getting it from somebody else. But yeah, that's been part of my problems.
I forget the name of the tool, but there's a couple of tools that specifically do exactly what you're talking about. And they've got those API connections, and they even have alerts. Like they can alert you if a domain is either about to expire that you could grab, or one that just recently hit the market that you could grab.
Okay.
So that's beyond AI. Like AI doesn't have access to instant information like that.
Okay.
That's going to be needing to be tied into a live data source, like a domain registry.
Yeah,
Domain registries all have data of that nature. So you would need to tie into one of them and parse the data out that you're looking for. And again, you could build that tool, but others have already built it. And for the price that they would offer it to you for, it's probably just cheaper just to buy the access.
Okay.
But definitely, I mean, just because that's the case and it didn't fit doesn't mean you shouldn't ask for it. Because, like Russ asked for that one tool, and I thought, oh shit, I don't know if I'll be able to pull this off. But I played around with it and I was able to create a prompt to actually do it. And it was like, I was impressed that I was able to get that data out of traditional AI. But yeah, it worked.
John, what are the? Can you hear me? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead, Richard.
Um, what do you consider the difference between affiliate and white label? Because I noticed that the acquisition error you have go from a basic affiliate all the way up to white label, but quantum is just something that you're offering on an affiliate. What's the difference, and
Correct.
why do you think about it that way? How does that work?
So an affiliate is where you're literally offering someone else's product, and that's it. You're just say, hey, here's a link to something cool, go buy it. You're not really part of the sale, you're not part of the equation, you're not part of the fulfillment. That's affiliate. With a white label, you're taking something that somebody else has and you're rebranding it under your own brand and offering it as your own tool. So that's traditionally what a white label is. White label is you're taking something that exists and you're putting your own label on it.
Okay, I prompted you incorrectly. The decision, I know what both of those things are. The question is, how do you make the decision whether, why is quantum an affiliate and not white label, like acquisition error is both affiliate and white label?
Okay, so with acquisition error, my goal was I just wanted to be the wholesaler of leads. So being the wholesaler of leads, I don't want to deal with the end consumer. So for me to have a white label and offer that up to other people so they could be that front end, that was a no-brainer to me. I wouldn't have done it any other way. Like, I'm not looking really to take on customers to sell them acquisition error. I'm more looking for white label partners to provide them the platform for them to sell it under their own brand and supply the support and make the markup and go out and do all the sales. Quantum is very different. Quantum is a very simple system that anyone can use, and Quantum isn't necessarily branded to anything. Quantum is its own tool. Like, I asked Michelle, I said, would you want it under your own brand, or are you okay with the Quantum name? And she said, oh, the Quantum name's fine. So she wasn't looking for a white label of it. She was just looking for an affiliate, but she only wanted the two tools. So she just wanted the Video Genesis and the Act Imager, because she just wanted a simple solution for the video and the graphics for her customers. So piece of cake. So for me, it's it's just about the mechanics of whatever the particular deal is. Hopefully that answered the question.
Yeah, I was just a little why the quantum wasn't white labeled, or what would be the plus side or the upside and downside on doing that.
And the other thing too, with white labeling quantum, I can do that. Like, I have the ability to white label quantum, but it would be a custom, each one would be a custom build, because the tools would be different. You'd want the tools all renamed, all that stuff. And we don't have the functionality built into the actual program, to easily do that. Plus, you'd probably want, a unique tool set. Like with acquisition error, that one, the platform itself, we built it right out of the gate to white label because I knew I wasn't going to want to sell retail. I never really was focused on retail on that. I wanted to have a bunch of people selling 1 million leads a month where, we're making a few cents on each one.
That's where I buy the domain names and just point it to your products. It looks like it's my product until they open it up and realize it's yours.
Yeah. But the other thing too, like, if I'm going to build a custom version of an AI platform like Quantum, I would want to know that you were going to have a certain amount of sales to it too, because it would be a considerable amount of work to do it. So if anybody wants that, just let me know. We can have a conversation about it. If you want a white label version of it with specific tools, I'd probably want to build, all different tools for you so it was unique. But let me know. That's available. We
I don't know,
can do
common
that.
sense as a business person. And if I don't have a certain amount of sales that I know I'm going to get, I'm not going to come and ask you to create something when I know that when I can put the two of us through less work and make more money.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually thinking about doing a special version of Quantum that's for realtors.
Yeah.
It has like mortgage calculators in it and a bunch of stuff like that. Maybe lead gen things, different areas, lookups. I'd have to talk to a real top end agent and figure out, what do they need? What AI tools would they want for a realtor business? But definitely been thinking about that, creating a real estate version of it, and then coupling that with a real estate version of Acquisition Air. So that reminds me, I'm going to be sending out an email right after this call. Well, not right after, because I have to have AI create it for me. But I will be sending you guys an email about tomorrow's call. We're doing a reveal tomorrow of the new Acquisition Air, the Search AI 2.0. And it's going to be, for those of you that are in there, this is going to be a very, very exciting update for you. So really, really cool stuff on the road ahead with that. So if any of you are in Acquisition Air, you're going to get that email. And if you can make time to see that, if you can't make time to be there live, definitely watch the replay because it'll be a lot of critical information for moving forward and really good stuff. It's going to put a smile on your face. I guarantee it.
When's that happening, John?
That is going to happen. I'll have to check with Brady. I think it's tomorrow at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. Brady, do you know the time of that meeting? I know he's got his face up, but he might not be attentive. Let me look. I will look it up here real quick.
I remember 10 a.m.
Let me see here. 10 a.m. tomorrow. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, correct.
And all flight crews are to be on deck on the tarmac and ready for takeoff.
That's it.
I was kind of on the call and typing an email, but I'm gonna make time. Dang it, did I?
So that's it. 10 a.m. tomorrow. And we're going to open the doors to the hangar and
I'll make time.
let you see the new jet that's inside.
What's going on?
Whee!
So it's a good one. Our team has really, really been working hard behind the scenes on that whole program. So good stuff. All right. Anything else before we wrap up for today? All right. Well, good job.
Where will the replay be, John?
That will be in the Acquisition Air portal, the membership site.
Okay. Thanks.
So Brady's done a really spectacular job, him and Connie, of updating that and the whole back end. I'll be totally honest, I haven't really participated much in that. It's been Connie and Brady doing the support tickets and just like handling that whole thing. So
I have a question.
Awesome. Yeah, go ahead, Gregory.
Would you have an AI image to see that we can focus on when it shows up, like something spectacular plane? I'm driven with images. Like right now, I'm seeing all these new images popping up on YouTube from like what a Star Wars would look like for a 1950s genre movie and this stuff, and it's really been interesting and cool. So it'd be kind of neat to have something like that tomorrow to look at.
I might be able
Oh,
to
there you
do
go.
that.
The hangar doors open. AI. Oh, the hangar doors open, and then the lights are down, and then the lights come up real slow, and then reveals a new plane, and then you go into the discussion.
That that might be interesting. Let me see if I've got I think I've got something here. I might be able to. Oh, I need the
Yeah,
AI.
well, take your time doing it. Don't show it to us now. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 10.
Yeah, I've got some cool stuff here. I might be able to come up with something.
Thank you. Thank you. I like that.
Let's see. Yeah, I've got some. I have an animated logo of the Acquisition Air logo. That's pretty cool.
Ooh.
That might be a good one.
Speaking of logos, John, that's what I got overloaded on this weekend was Gladys and I were trying to change our logo for our podcast on Monday night. And
Oh,
we had one in there that we loved the way that the drink cup looked, but the font was off and the font was double worded, and we couldn't figure out how to just take the one word out.
oh, gotcha. So that's where you could take it to the editing tool.
We tried it in the editing tool and I couldn't get it to words.
Hmm.
Hold on. Let me switch back over here and put you in front.
You might be able well, I would just take it into Photoshop myself, but most people don't have Photoshop.
Well, we did. We basically gave it to her assistant and pulled it
Yeah.
out. Anyway, it's because that's the we come up with. I mean, I must have hit that recreate button at least 100 times before it shut me down.
Well, that's one thing about images. The image creation part of AI, just in general,
Mhm.
it's a little lacking when it comes to text and images. Like it does some weird stuff. So getting logos and especially like the book cover maker,
Mhm.
sometimes you got to regenerate the thing a couple of times. But I've had it where like I'll generate a book and I'm like, oh my God, that's beautiful. That's perfect. But then it's got a misspelled word in it.
Yep.
Shit. And then, that's where I'll just take it into Photoshop and fix it because having it regenerate the same thing, good luck with that.
Yeah.
But one trick, if you have an image that you like and you want to kind of replicate the image,
Mhm.
right click on the image and get the image URL and put the image URL in the prompt. That
Mm.
way it references that image and it can go and use that as a base reference. That's what I found when I was doing Becky. I must have created 50 different images before I found my Becky. And then once I got her, she was awesome. And I'm like, okay, I want to put different clothes on her. Like, I don't want her to wear the same thing every day. So I tried to get the image again with a different type of outfit, and it was a different girl. And I'm like, no, no, I want the same girl. I just want to change the clothes. So I found that if I referenced the initial image, then it knew who I wanted to use, and then it would change her clothes. So that's how I kind of discovered that. But image referencing, that's the only way I've seen so far that you could get it to be on a theme. Like it with the prompts, it doesn't do like regular AI. When you're in a regular AI string, it remembers the last thing and it can build off it. It can learn off of it. So with images, it doesn't really have that mechanism. So you have to give it reference points. That said, in our Act Imager, when it creates an image, you can score the image. Like it'll have the little stars. If you don't like the image, you just don't like the style, give it a 1. Because what you're doing is you're training the image maker that style sucked. Or if it's a great image, but you want a different one, give it a 5 star. That way it knows what you like and it knows what you don't like. So it's learning. It's learning your taste buds for what it's going to create for you.
Can I share for a minute and share the screen?
Sure.
So this is what we were creating and see how many when we threw out tons of them.
Oh yeah.
This one right here, this one right here, like
Uh-huh.
the way you weigh drink. We want, and then the D was off. We loved that glass image.
Okay.
All right.
I could fix that easy in Photoshop.
Yeah, I don't have Photoshop, and neither does she. And yeah, anyway, but yeah, we see all the ones we went through. We went through cartoonish, all
Yeah.
that. But yeah, if you go to my website, I've changed that, but it's like this was the original one we were going to go with. You see, we were starring them and rating them, and of course, we were doing this after our show, which meant we had finished a half a bottle of wine each. So
Well, Tim, specifically, if you find text, if you have one of these images where you like the text
yeah,
and you like that glass, send me the two and I'll just put them together for you.
okay. So
Because I can do that in a
I
snap.
think her assistant, Gladys's assistant, I think, took that one there, and I gotta go see if it's even in the email from Gladys here yet.
Like for me, I like the top right one as far as the text.
This one here.
Yeah, I like the text on that one.
I like the text on that one. I really like this one. So
Okay. Well, either one of those, if you want me to put the text into that other image, just send me both the images and I can do that for you.
yeah. I'm actually going to. I've got 3 screens here, so forgive me on 3 screens. So,
But see the little 5 stars on all those images? You could score those and you're training it what you like.
this is what her assistant took and made out of that.
Yeah, I don't like that one. That looks like Psych the way.
It does.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
Anyway, but we're working on it because we're going to change logos and change backgrounds and everything this year. So,
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
And now we have the tools to do it. So, but
Awesome.
thanks.
Good stuff. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap her up for today. So, unless anybody else has anything you want to hop out with.
Thank you, John.
All right. Well, thank you
Thank
all
you,
for
John.
coming and making it awesome.
Janie, will you be here next week in town?
Yes, yes, sir.
So I'll see you next week. John, I'm not, I don't know if you're coming or not, but yeah.
Oh, to Dallas?
Oh no, I'm
Craig's.
not going to be in. No, I won't
coming to
be in
Dallas?
Texas.
Okay.
No,
Yeah. I was
not this
I
one.
was I'm still trying to make it, but it doesn't look promising. I got so many things going on.
It's it's just, I get it because that's why I don't do the California ones. It's too much of a hassle to leave, get
Yeah.
on a plane, and come out there, and you go. It's 2 days, 2.5, 3 days of work. I'm just traveling out and back.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
when is Craig's next thing in LA? Because
I don't know.
I think what I'll do is I'll
He mentioned October, but didn't say a date.
okay, because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some kind of a boat event together.
Oh, good.
Either for right before that or after that. So probably before it. That way, somebody that wants to, they can come in a couple days early and we'll do our thing, and then they can hit his event.
It's why I'm doing so. Like the people coming in early, I'm doing the podcasting class, which was part of my old
Right.
blog and video con.
Yeah.
And I'm offering that because I'm doing it, I'm offering that to my networking groups as well as Craig's group. And I'm like, there's nothing for sale. You can come to this. And everybody's like, well, why are you doing it? You'll find out that day because I'll tell you that day about how you're on my list now.
That's great, Tim. Good job.
Yeah, that's the whole reason. And that's how I built. Tell me, that's what I built a podcast for. You guys are all trying to get listeners and followers and downloads. I'm not. I realized that every person who got to it had to be on my list to be on the podcast.
Right. Good job.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'll wrap her up for today. We will see you guys next week and have a great week and get yourself ready. Black Friday is coming. I'm going to keep on telling you until we get there, but I want you all ready for it this year.
Thank you for flying with Acquisition Air and be prepared to the terminal. And thank you very much. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye-bye.